Hi everybody, Tammy here. Welcome to my channel, and I'm going to show you this cute little doll known as an ICY doll. So this is a doll that somebody actually sent me. A viewer sent me her along with a few other non-stock Blythe dolls years ago. And she is partially customized in that she has some designs here on the back of her plate, and somebody put this little decorator hang tag. It says Holly, H-O-L-I on it. Super cute. And she's just been hanging out. I've changed her clothes a few times, and I'm going to change her into this dress today and tell you a little bit about her and ICY dolls in general. So let's take a look at her eye chips. You can see she's got these side facing purple eyes, really cool, and some pink eyeshadow. And then front facing pink, side facing orange, and front facing brown. Now, what's interesting about these ICY dolls is years ago when I started back to the doll collecting as a hobby in 2015, I did quite a bit of research on Blythe dolls, and at the time, the non-stock AliExpress type dolls were popping up over on AliExpress. And like many new people to the hobby, I was trying to figure out what was the difference between, the AliExpress dolls and the stock dolls that I was seeing over on Junie Moon. And I, eventually, of course, as you know, the story goes, I did get quite a few real Blythe dolls. But at the time, I remember seeing these ICY dolls, and I say ICY as in ICY, capital I, capital C, capital Y. And according to the Blythe fandom wiki, a company named Archer actually was the original company to create these dolls. And yes, they are sort of clones of Blythe, but if you're familiar with the Blythe mold, face mold, you can see right away they're very different. I'm going to do a little comparison here in a minute. But these dolls back then, I swear to God, you would be able to find these dolls new in box. Oh, by the way, she's on a smaller A-zone style body. I don't know if the person switched her out or not. But these dolls back then in 2015, you could get them for like about $20 in a box, very similar to getting a stock Blythe doll in a box. And I saw them in various places, including AliExpress. And I remember, at the time I was kind of like, I don't know. I mean, they didn't really appeal to me that much, so I never got one. I will say now that I have her, I'm really happy that I have her, because since then you can still find them on AliExpress, but I've not seen them in boxes. And if you know, I mean, if you remember back then seeing them in boxes, please let me know in the comments that I wasn't hallucinating. But I would see them in these boxes, and they were really, really cute. But like I said, the faces are so different. I mean, they have the same thing where they have the pull cord and 4 eye chips, but you can see, like, here's a stock Blythe. This is Hello Again Arden, and she has an RBL Renew, I believe, faceplate. So the stock dolls, the stock Blythe dolls, have specific types of faceplates, okay? And they actually are named, and there's certain kinds. And I really honestly believe originally when the AliExpress type dolls were coming out, that I do believe that probably somebody had gotten a hold of the original molds and had created molds from those, which is called recasting. And I'm going to do a video more specifically about the difference between a recast and just a clone. I'm going to go into, I think I'm going to go into a little bit more detail. But I wanted to show that clearly this is not the case with these dolls. Like, this is a totally different face than this doll. And if I have to point it out to you, for example, her eyes are very almond shaped, and their eye chips are actually smaller. BB Blythe has a really good video on YouTube. It's basic, I think it's called something like Difference Between ICY Doll and Blythe Doll, and she actually takes one of these types of dolls apart And she does talk about how the eye chips are smaller, so there's a difference right there. And obviously, like I said, the eyes are a different shape. The cheeks are chunkier and the mouths are smaller. So, you know, they have a really, really different look. This particular doll does not have pierced ears, and usually the AliExpress dolls do. And as to give you another example, here is Malibu. She's an AliExpress doll. And again, you can see big difference here. She's got much bigger, more oval eyes versus almond eyes. Almost roundish eyes. Lips are plumper. Cheeks are different. Nose is this, her nose is flatter. I mean, so she's one of these types of dolls. I feel like the ICY dolls maybe originally started off as, you know, possible clones inspired by Blythe. But like many dolls that this happens to, they kind of turned into their own thing, all right? And now when you find these on AliExpress, honestly, they are not super inexpensive anymore. And like I said, I haven't seen them in boxes or anything like that. And they will use the term, they will use the term, sellers will use the term ICY, ICY, interchangeably with the term Blythe. And they're just not the same. Why they do that, I really don't know. I think it may be because it's the suggestion of the idea that they are clones or dolls that are similar to Blythe. But, you know, to me, the idea of a clone is it's a duplication as opposed to an inspiration. So this doll to me is not at all a duplication of the stock or the AliExpress Blythes. They're just so different looking. Their faces are so different looking. Yes, they have eye chips. They have eyes you can change the colors of with a pull cord, but that's kind of, I feel, you know, and they have big eyes. But honestly, there's a lot of dolls now that have big eyes. There's, you know, pull-ups and Rainbow High, and I probably could go on and on and on, but there's a lot of dolls in that big-eyed doll category that I feel like they kind of belong to. But I'm lucky I got her. It's really interesting. Like I said, I wasn't really keen on these dolls when I first saw them, but now that I have one in my hands, I see the appeal. They have more of an Asian look to them because of these eyes. I think are beautiful. And I like how there's just a little bit of the eyeshadow right above. And I don't know, someday I might try to customize her. Whoops, fix your eyeball there, girl. But I do like her purple chips. I don't know. I really think she's cute. And now she has a cute little dress on. I made this dress a while back, and it looks adorable on her. And I'll pop her back up on the shelf. And yeah, what do you guys think? Let me know what you think about ICY dolls. Do you have any? Have you seen them before and been confused about, well, what's the difference between an ICY and a Blythe doll? And just in general, your thoughts about clones versus recasts. Like I said, I do plan to do a video where I'm going to talk a little bit more in depth about that. I'm doing some research now, preparing for it. But yeah, as usual, please give this a thumbs up. Thanks for stopping by to spend some dolly time with me. And you guys have a wonderful dolly day. Bye-bye.